How do you go? I'll talk.
No, here we go.
It's only the last week.
Tell me
for goodness sake.
Tell me where we're going. This is it.
We're
This is
going.
the last one. Are we live?
We're live.
Oh my God, we're
It
live.
started 20 minutes ago.
Welcome back. This is it. The last week. The farewell
Tour.
Song. Whatever.
Zach
I don't
Levine
even-
is on a 30-minute restriction
Oh, okay.
for all
out,
you
Pull out.
football fans.
Football fans. In case you wanted to know, that is big information. So anyways, this is it. This last week. Hope you guys did good last week because we gave you some good stuff again.
I'm not even gonna bring it up. You guys are idiots.
I mean, every week. I think Alex cashed in every single lineup.
I'm
I
the
think
best.
When he sent me the screenshot, it was like green, 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 green,
I'm the best one.
and green.
The only one out there.
And
There's no one else.
just no first place. Well, it's still all green.
No first place. I'm not good enough. I don't have the mind of a madman
That's true. That's
who
what you
can
got-
produce a number one lineup because I don't put
craziness in there.
craziness in there because I
Gotcha.
don't have that ability.
No, it's yeah, you really do have to have some craziness in you to be able to make something like that work. So, we're gonna give you some more good information.
Some
this
more good
week.
ones.
This one's gonna be weird though, because
It's a weird one.
There's a ton of people that probably aren't gonna play, and if they do play, they're gonna play very small
Not
amount
a
of minutes.
ton.
A ton.
Just a couple.
Oh, a ton.
Who?
Well, they're saying Christian McCaffrey might not.
Okay, well, there's
That's
one.
Zeke.
Zeke says he's going to play, but he pulled the same crap last year, didn't play. There's two.
There's two. That's two big names.
Okay, then
right?
avoid those two.
I mean, Breeze is not going to play, so you
Okay.
got Bridgewater. That's another one.
There's three. You said a
Yeah,
ton.
there's a ton of them.
That's not
There's a
it.
ton of Odell
No.
again not playing.
Well, he's injured. Doesn't
Yeah, no, that
count.
doesn't count. I know, but still.
But yeah, so those guys,
Right.
probably most of the Saints players. Breeze isn't going to play at all. I don't know why they'd play Kamara or Ingram at all.
there's no reason to play any of those.
I hope
guys.
they play and get hurt if they actually do end up
Well,
playing.
that's
but
not cool. Why would you wish that upon them?
because it's stupid. I hate stupidity, and
Well.
I wish the worst
Oh,
on
okay.
everyone.
Wow, that escalated pretty quickly. So yeah,
Let's get
So-
into it. Let's do some stuff.
let's do some stuff. I mean, we got great stuff. So, do you want to do injuries?
There's so many things,
there's
man.
Too many. Too many.
Just go to Roto World and look. I'll read through just a couple.
Okay. What do you got?
Equanimous St. Brown.
Yeah. Who cares?
He's doubtful with concussion. He matters because it will feed other people.
Okay.
Devontae Adams was not able to practice from a injury suffered in Week 16.
Yeah.
His status is undetermined.
Undetermined.
We're going to get into him later. A bunch on him. Doug Baldwin cleared for Week 17. Todd
Mhm.
Gurley out for Week 17. Spencer Ware questionable with a
I
hamstring.
think they're gonna send him out. I think they're gonna send him.
That's big news. So that's the one you need to pay
Williams.
attention to a bunch. T.Y. Hilton, questionable play Sunday night, so it doesn't really matter. Antonio Brown, questionable tag.
I
He will
think
probably
he
start.
Has to play.
You would think so.
I mean,
it's an important game.
It's do or die for them. He has to be. out
Julio
there.
Jones is going to play. So is Tevin Coleman. That kind of screws up one of my plays. Doesn't really matter. Tyler Boyd is on the IR. Doesn't really matter. Jermaine Kearse and Newell are both out for Week 17. That's not huge news. Carlos Hyde added to the injury report on Friday, which is never good because he was good to go until Friday. He picked up a questionable tag with a knee injury, and Leonard Fournette is doubtful. So that's going to, give us some good value on there. That's just the top news.
The top news.
Yes. Top news.
Top news. Yeah. So it's gonna be a weird week. I will
You have to
admit
pay attention.
that it is gonna be kind of odd, but I think you can put together a pretty good
An NBA lineup, yeah.
NBA lineup, and also, and I think you could go super cheap running backs this week.
Nope. Go
And go
expensive.
all-
Go McCaffrey.
Go McCaffrey or go
Go
home.
Kamara. You're gonna be fine.
You don't listen to anything he's saying,
Oh.
and don't take any of his tight ends either. Still,
I said Herndon.
he's
Who
st-
gave you
he's still-
20?
He's still horrible at tight end.
20
he's
from
horrible.
Herndon. You threw up on the table when I said Herndon.
No, I didn't.
Yes,
throw
you
up. I didn't
did.
throw up on the table.
You threw up on the
had to
table when I
throw
said
up.
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold, I did throw up on the table.
You did not.
But you know what? That's the crazy mentality that you had on that game.
Yeah.
Which
Wasn't that crazy though?
it was crazy.
Fair enough.
It was effing crazy.
You didn't throw up when I said Nick Foles, but that was just a good play.
That was a good play. I mean, I don't understand how he's doing it. Like, how's that?
He's a madman.
I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah. So, anyways, that's that.
So anyway,
So we're gonna go into the quarterbacks.
let's go.
Fire away.
Oh, me. All right.
Fire away. Fire.
I got 3 quarterbacks,
Fire away.
but I'm only doing one
Why?
because he's going to be the top scorer on the whole slate.
Well, because he's also 7,000.
I know, but I'm taking him
You
in
can't-
every
he's
lineup.
so
I'm not going
expensive.
anywhere else. He is my Sam Darnold play of this week.
How could it be your Sam Darnold play when Sam Darnold was
I
cheap?
don't
This guy
care.
was
I
Patrick Mahomes is a
put
million.
Sam and Nick Foles in every single lineup last week. That's what I'm doing with this Patrick
Okay.
Mahomes.
and
He's in every lineup.
every lineup.
Chiefs
Yes.
in a must-win situation to lock up home field advantage. That's never been more important for a team than it is for the Chiefs. They need home field to win. They're playing the Raiders.
Correct.
It's always a boost. They have a 33-point implied team total, the highest on the day. He has the highest floor/ceiling combo of any quarterback on this slate. He has the potential for the Chiefs. Oh, yeah. So they have the
Right.
potential to have Mahomes go for the jugular here and put up a huge game to try to lock up the undecided MVP race. I think they're going to give it to him and be like, yo,
You think they're
go
gonna
ham.
go 6?
I think
6
they-
touchdowns?
I think they're
and
gonna do
go
something,
55?
man.
Hi, Peyton Manning. Can
Scored.
he do it?
He scored 33 DraftKings points last time they faced each other, and he didn't
Yeah.
even go over 300 passing yards. So he'll get a big boost there when he does this weekend. Only 2 touchdowns away from 50. So you're gonna look. The Chiefs are gonna try to solidify
Look,
that
he's
mark.
definitely gonna get 50.
They're gonna be like, go, dude. They're gonna go, dude. Let's go.
Let's go, dude.
So
let's
I am
go.
playing Mahomes. I'm not even
Right.
looking anywhere else. I
God,
put
I'm
down.
so excited. I have him in my.
I don't care.
So
He's
I
in
have him. Okay, so I will say I do have him in my millionaire maker.
in your 100
No.
millionaire makers.
No, just one.
Just make 100
No,
of
I
them.
can't do it. I don't want to do it.
You've got the money in the
I'm
bank.
not gonna do it. Not gonna do it.
100 of them. You'd make the money in like 3.
No, we're not doing it. But I do have him in my millionaire maker, and it's because I went cheap on running backs because you can afford it. Because you can afford.
Well,
going
then
cheap
why are
running
you
backs
telling me
instead.
Mahomes you can't afford it?
I'm saying you can, but he's not your Sam Darnold play. Is what I'm saying. Sam
But he
Darnold was
is.
a $5,000
He is the guy.
guy.
I don't care.
Okay.
I
But
also
like
have
him.
Big Ben in there.
Yeah, Big Ben.
Um,
He's gonna have to throw 4 touchdowns as well.
Yeah, he's thrown for 315 yards
Yeah.
against the Bengals 5 times this season. Oh, QBs have thrown for 315 plus yards against the Bengals 5 times this season, with 4 of those games coming in over 355 yards.
Yep.
Big Ben had 369 yards against them back in Week 16.
Yep.
It gives him a nice little floor with 369-yard game that comes into over 17 fantasy points just on yardage alone. So I do like Big Ben, but for $100 more, you're getting Mahomes, who's going to go bananas. Jameis,
Yeah.
6,100. I went for 35.7 DraftKings points against them last time he played the Falcons. Atlanta's allowing the 4th most fantasy points per game, 22.08 to QB position. Point per dollar perspective is the only reason why you're going to want to go Winston. He's kind of a mid-range guy who could get you that, upward of close to 30 at a $6,100.
I will say
but
something
go
about-
Mahomes.
I will
Just
say
go
something,
Mahomes.
Joe.
Don't even think about it.
But if you do decide to go cheaper, Winston is a good play because he's playing for his job. Because this is it.
That's true.
Last game of the year.
Can't hold anything back.
Yeah, this is it. Crab legs are going to be running all over the field.
Last game of the year.
So-
Can't hold anything back.
Yeah, can't hold anything back. So I think he's got a lot on the line this week. So I see him.
Wants to keep
going
paying for
ham.
those crab legs.
Yep, it's him.
That's all I did. I didn't do much research on it. I just Patrick Mahomes. He's a play.
Patrick
Not even going to think twice about it.
I'm
I'm not going to go Teddy Bridgewater. You can't talk me into it.
I'm
I'm
not
not going to because he's 5,100.
He's
What the frick?
expensive for
I went to
somebody
go
that's a
make it. I
bum.
went to go make a line. I was like, oh shoot. Okay,
He's
never mind.
5,100. Back up. So
DraftKings
I
was playing on
also
that one.
like Matt Ryan at 6,300. Going against Tampa, 355 and 3 touchdowns with no picks last time they played.
But they're not good.
Tampa's, who's not good?
Atlanta Falcons.
Well, they're not, but doesn't mean he's not going to throw the ball. If Winston is going to score, Matt Ryan's also going to have to score. So I like
Fair
him.
enough.
And also, I don't like this guy, but I think he's going to have a good game, which is Tom Brady. Going against the Jets, New England has to figure something out. They just lost. I think they're going to pass the ball to try to figure a bunch of stuff out. And
I mean, when you have 6 running backs, you might as well throw the ball.
I think they're going to throw the ball.
No,
he
you don't
threw
need
for
to.
283 and 2 touchdowns at the
It's
Jets.
his best game this season. Almost.
And that's not his best game.
It's
this season.
almost.
But no,
Pretty
he's-
close.
No, a couple weeks ago he threw for like 380 yards or 3 touchdowns against Miami or
So
something
what?
like that, and still lost
Still
on
lost.
the Hail Mary.
They're no good.
So a couple of quarterbacks. I don't really love any cheap guys. Here's a kind of. I know he's not a sleeper because he's
Patrick
5,500. No, Kirk Cousins. I think they're in a must-win.
No.
Chicago.
Terrible
must
choice.
win. They're in a must win. They
Terrible
have
choice.
to win to make the playoffs. So I think they're gonna kind of rely on him, and I think he could throw for 3 TDs. Look again, Alex is right, and I'm kind of the same
Oh
way.
crap!
Mahomes.
This is it. We're
gotta be
done.
the play. I have him in my lineup, but like I said, once we go to running backs,
no.
I'll tell you why. It's because I can afford every cheap guy possible. Because I'm going to stay.
Well,
away
of course
from
you
the
can afford
whole
every cheap guy possible. They're cheap.
top. Well, I know, but I'm just saying. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. So,
Your secrets don't work
quarterbacks,
here.
just go Mahomes.
Don't even think
We can
about it.
Filter in if you want to do a little bit of Matt Ryan, a little bit of James Winston.
Don't
Ben
do it.
Roethlisberger. Definitely a Pittsburgh.
Let's
stack
make
if
Mahomes
possible.
100% owned
100%.
in the Millionaire Maker this
Can
weekend.
we do it? Can we do it, listeners?
100%
shoot. owned.
We'll all split the million.
I'll do it. Let's do it. So yeah, that's it for quarterbacks. What do you got for running backs?
Running backs, I didn't even look at the top guys. I kind of, in this one, I just kind of went with my favorite people. Chris Carson.
You have your favorite people? Is Seattle playing for something?
That's what I couldn't find. I
No.
couldn't figure out.
They locked it up already.
So I
They're
don't
locked
think
up.
they have anything really to play for, but I just think he's a really good play.
He is a good player.
He's getting so many touches. He's been over 13.3 DraftKings fantasy points since week 11, so his
Yeah.
consistency's there. He has 6 touchdowns in the past 6 weeks. He's been over 25 DraftKings fantasy points over the last 2 weeks. He now faces Arizona, who is allowing the most rushing yards per game, 153.1. Put that in perspective, how bad Arizona Cardinals' rush defense is. C.J. Anderson went for 23.2 PPR fantasy points against the Cardinals last week. C.J. Anderson went from a free agent to starting against the Cardinals in a matter of 6 days and put up 23.2. Cards have allowed 4 games worth of 20-plus fantasy points to running backs in the past 5 weeks. That's 4 games past 5 weeks.
That's a lot.
20-plus
20,
point
25?
fantasy points. The first time they played, Mike Davis went up for 28.4 fantasy points on the Cards. I like Carson. I have a lot of stuff on him.
I know.
I mean, he's the guy. Carson is the running back of choice now. 3 straight games of 22-plus carries and 6 in a row with at least 12 fantasy points. Rashard Penny is back.
Yeah.
But if you look at his usage,
Nothing.
Mike Davis and Rashard Penny split the backup carry. They
Hold
don't take away from Carson.
Hold on. Can we rewind it for a second? So I was all over Carson for like 3 weeks straight, and you were like, "You never know who's gonna get it. Is it gonna be Mike Davis?
I know, but I looked at it.
So then I was like, "Yeah, he's the play." And then 3 weeks in a row, he's done good. And now you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna jump on the bandwagon."
Yeah.
You,
And
we got 1 week
$6,500?
left. There's nothing left anymore.
$6,500.
Go.
If you were here when I was discussing just how bad the Cardinals' defense is, Chris Carson is the play.
I know, but is he? That's the problem.
No,
is that
yeah.
They're 325. I don't think they have anything to play for.
I don't know.
I think seating wise, they have. I don't know.
I don't
know
care.
how much
They're
gonna
gonna use
play,
him.
so.
Like
I like
Chris Carson.
I do like Chris Carson.
Don't listen
I've
to
liked
Eric.
him all. I've liked him all season long.
He said, "Don't play Jamal Williams." Jamal Williams, 6,100.
6,100. That was insane. He should not have done good. There's
So-
no reason he should not.
I told you he's
he
gonna be
should have
good.
done
You don't listen to me when I tell you
There's
things.
no reason he should have done good.
He saw 21 touches last
He's
weekend,
a
had
complete garbage
15
can.
carries and six catches.
Yeah.
In 2 games where he's the only back, basically he has 19.7 and 27.6, and that 19.7 wasn't truly just all him. The matchup is neutral against Detroit,
Yeah.
15th against the run, but the volume is too good, and he brings a nice floor with his passing game. I think he's a little, kind of in that middle thing. I think people are going to overlook him a little bit, and they're either going to go with the more expensive guys or they're going to drop down with Eric and get these scrubs. I think he could go overlooked. Damian Williams, I think he is the lock it up this weekend if
If you had to lock it up,
if
Spencer Ware doesn't play.
Spencer Ware doesn't play.
Yeah.
Spencer Ware is supposed to be purely back, but he still has a questionable mark on him. If he plays, Damian Williams is nothing to me personally.
But if
he doesn't play,
yeah,
he's going to be the man. Over the past 2
Right.
games, Williams has tallied more daily fantasy points
right,
than every other running back not named McCaffrey.
that's pretty crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's had 2 30-point games, right?
Raiders are allowing
Yeah.
9.58 yards per carry,
They're allowing so many yards. I love Williams.
150 plus rushing yards, and/or a rushing score in 5 of their past 6. 5 of the past 6.
It's pretty crazy.
Chiefs aren't going to rest anyone in this game. We got to win. Chiefs, I'm on the team.
They have to.
I know they're going to win. I don't know
We
they're going
have
to
to
win.
win.
But they have to win.
They have to win.
They need home field advantage. They can't win without it.
No, they can't.
Converted all 13 of his targets into catches
Yeah.
over the last 2 weeks. So he's the lock it in if Spencer Ware's out.
Yeah, if Spencer Ware's out, he's definitely the play. So
I had a guy
you had
at 3,900
and then
named Brian Hill,
yeah, oh, and
but
then
Tevin Coleman's playing.
Coleman.
So forget Brian Hill. I thought he was going to be great going
Throw it out
against
the
the
window.
Bucs, 29th
Yep.
in fantasy points allowed to running backs. But forget him. Peyton
Awesome.
Barber, he's kind of a little cheap $3,600 guy in there. He has 6 straight games with 14 plus carries. Only Zeke has a longer active streak than that. Atlanta is allowing the 8th most rushing scores, the 6th most rushing yards, and the 5th most yards per carry this season. Last time Peyton Barber played Atlanta, I think it was his best game of the year, or close to. He had 20 fantasy points, I
Yeah.
believe. So he did well in that game. I do like him as cheap as 3,600 with getting all the volume he
He's
gets.
been cheap all year long.
Yeah, they don't raise his
I don't understand.
price. He gets double-digit fantasy points.
Yeah, I don't understand. He gets double-digit touches, which is a lot for
14 plus.
somebody
He's only
Yeah,
Zeke has a longer active streak.
That's insane for 3,600, and they're
Yeah.
just keeping him there.
And it's Atlanta. He had 4 catches against them last
37, 39. He's never been over 4,000 except for the beginning of the season, the very first.
Oh, a starting running back. Let's put him at over 4,000. Oh, it's Peyton
4,100,
Barber.
and then it's like, oh no, he sucks. So let's go ahead and just drop him every single week.
Yep.
So,
but I
yeah.
have so many cheap guys that I feel like I'm gonna run into all your guys.
Atlanta 13 for 82 last time they played.
Yeah, 13 for 82, but caught all 4 of his targets
all
too,
4
so
of
they
his,
threw it to him as well.
Yeah, everywhere. Yeah,
TJ Yeldon
yeah, Yeldon. Yeah, of course. With Wilson.
could be the only potential running back left in Jacksonville. Houston is good against the run, but the volume in the passing game for Yeldon is what makes him a good value. Only able to amass 28 rushing yards against them last time he played, but he had 17.8 fantasy points, and that was with a $6,700 salary.
Yeah.
And now he's down to 3,500.
Yep.
Carlos Hyde is questionable. The speculation is the Jags are 5-10.
Yeah.
And they doubt that Hyde will play and further
There's no
risk his injury
But
if he's
why
not
would
100%.
Who cares? Why do you even have Hyde?
Who knows what they were doing?
What are they doing?
Royce Freeman,
Oh, I love Royce Freeman.
3,500.
Love Freeman at 3,500.
He is going to get the start. Should see a heavy workload.
Yeah.
And Lindsey's out 3 to 4 months with a wrist injury. Not that that matters.
No.
An increase in workload and high leverage goal line carries should be in store for Royce Freeman at just over minimum salary. And the Chargers allowed Denver backs to score 3 times on the ground last time they faced in Week 11. So Royce is, should score at least
Absolutely.
1, maybe even 2.
Yeah.
My last running back,
Yeah.
even cheaper than Royce Freeman, Dwayne Washington,
Dwayne Washington. Why would you play him?
New Orleans.
Why? Is
He's
he
the only running back there.
Is he gonna be the only one gonna play?
He's the only one there. So if Kamara
So if Kamara and
Ingram
both
are
don't
limited
play-
or don't play at all, which why would they?
Carolina's actually good against the run.
They're
though.
not. The Saints face the Panthers squad, which has given up an average of 155 rushing yards over the past 3
But this
weeks.
is their- last
155 rushing yards over the past 3 weeks.
Well,
They've
maybe
lost
they
7
suck
straight.
back
They
weeks.
suck.
Yeah.
He's the only other active running back that's not a fullback on the team. And at $3,000, if he hits double-digit fantasy points, he's a Yahtzee.
Yahtzee.
Dwayne Washington.
Dwayne Washington. Yes.
The lock it up. I'm just kidding. He's not the lock it up.
Don't you do that. So, yeah, I love all those cheap guys. There's one expensive guy I like, and I think he's going to do well. I just don't know if he's going to hit his value. Is Melvin Gordon? Chargers.
Yeah, what if he only
They're-
plays half like he did with
I
Josh
don't
Jackson
think
last
they will
week?
because they have to win. Chargers is
They're in the
are a
playoffs.
must win, right?
No, they're in the playoffs.
They're in the playoffs, but they're playing for the division against us.
Oh,
So if they
yes.
lose and we lose,
They're really
we
planning
get-
on us losing to
they're-
Oakland.
Well, they're planning on anything. I mean, they have.
I don't
to
know.
win.
I don't
We're
think
playing-
they rush
that's
him
why
back. I
they-
think they kind of halvesies him with Josh
I don't
Jackson
think
again.
so they can't. I don't think they can do that.
I think they might.
They're in a must win. Now, if they get up big on Denver, then yes, they'll be like, okay.
And that's
forget
another
it.
problem is, can Denver do anything?
I mean, their defense has been pretty decent. I mean, they got a good.
They lost what's his face, Keep Talib, not Keep
Yeah.
Talib, the other guy,
To lead
Chris Harris Jr. They're like the same person to me.
Well, they're not the same person. But anyways, I like him as a more expensive guy now. I also like Samuels if Connors does not play.
Yeah, it's a whole
there's a chance.
mess.
What is it? Because they right now
About the
he's
same
got a
price.
question.
So if you want to plug one in, and then
Yeah.
would you
Well,
like
who?
Connor if he plays?
Who?
Aren't they close?
No,
63,
Connor's
61?
7,500
Jesus.
and Samuels is 6,800.
Never mind. Forget that.
You're saving a lot of money. Again, if you want to go to expensive receiver, which that's basically what I'm doing. I'm going
That's what I'm
all
doing
expensive
too.
receiver.
I'm going expensive QB, tight end, and receivers, and just
And
going
then
dog
super
ass
cheap,
with
yeah.
Chris Carson.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna. So
I'll play
again,
Chris Carson. Damn it.
Spencer Ware, if he's out, then you
Oh
have.
shoot, yeah.
he's a
So that's
must play.
that's a great thing. So I'll have Chris
6,100.
Carson in there. I'll forget my lineup, and then if what's his face is out, Spencer
You
Ware's
can
out, I'll just
yeah,
plug
you
and
just-
play Damian.
Yeah, and you save a little bit so you can
200
upgrade your
bucks.
defense or something. So, now another guy I like 5,400, C.J. Anderson. What's his name is 100% not playing, going against San Francisco. He doesn't give a crap, so he's gonna be running crazy. Watching that game, this guy looked small, like skinny, like he's lost a lot of weight.
He used to be a bowling
He
ball.
used to be a bowling bike. I'm watching this game. I'm like, this is not C.J. Anderson. And they're like, oh, C.J.
That's
Anderson for
not
12-yard
C.J.
gain.
Anderson.
I'm like, what?
Maybe
This
it's his,
guy is-
maybe it's his cousin.
Dude, I don't know who he is, but he looks awesome. 5,400, also a super cheap guy. I love. Like you mentioned,
5,400 is not a cheap guy this weekend.
he's medium. Well, he's not
this weekend.
I guess that's a good point. This weekend, that's not.
You seven $3,000 guys.
But normally, that's a pretty cheap guy. So, like
Dwayne Washington.
We talked about Rodgers. Yes, there's a bunch of $3,500 guys. I love Royce Freeman for $3,500. That's who I have in my lineup. I have Royce Freeman and I have Anderson as my running backs. And
Old school Denvers.
Yeah. So yeah, just pile up on that Denver. But again, if Spencer Ware's out, you have to fix whatever you have and put Williams in there. You cannot afford not to have him. Yeldon is another guy. You can go Yeldon.
I like him. If Carlos Hyde doesn't play,
if Carlos Hyde doesn't play, you can put Yeldon as your flex as well, and then you could just go top 3 receivers and Kelsey, and then just be done. The only problem I have is if Spencer doesn't play, if you have Kelsey, Hill, Williams, and Mahomes, that's I don't know if all of them.
Why would you have Hill?
Well, because Oakland can't guard me. So,
they could guard you. I've seen you run around.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about segment.
We're bringing it back.
He's gonna be a monster this game as well. So
I don't know.
Anyways, against Oakland last time they had 40 points, but he got hurt, so he was out. So he only had 1 catch for 13.
Well, yeah, and he was open a bunch. Yeah, and what's his face kept missing him on deep touchdowns.
I don't think it's gonna happen this week.
I'm going Williams, your boy Kelsey, and Mahomes.
Yeah,
Hill's
Mahomes.
Last on the necessities.
Yeah, not a necessity. But if you go Freeman and Yeldon as your 2 running backs and save the 6,100 for your flex spot, so if Spencer Ware is out, that's the direction you want to go. That'll work as well. So, and that game is a 325 game, so you can always move some stuff around. So, honestly, when they move the times around, it's kind of weird because they
do that.
There's no important games at noon. Like all the games at noon are just garbage can games.
Garbage cans.
So the only 2 that matter really, New England is playing and Houston's playing, and whoever wins, if they both win, then New England stays at number 2. If Houston wins, then they go to number 2. So that's really the only game that matters. All the important games at 325 Sunday. So
they did it on purpose.
Kind of crazy. So. Yeah, that's it for running back. A ton of super cheap guys. I didn't even think about that Washington guy for New Orleans.
Dwayne Washington.
But for 3,000, good God.
Yeah, he's gonna get 0.
But is that even?
I have a track record with picking horrible cheap people.
I think that right there.
If you're not named Robbie or Robert, I can't do it.
I can't do it. I think that's a perfect play on a normal week, but not this week. When you can get Yeldon for 500 more, who's guaranteed to
what
get all
if you got Yeldon and Dwayne?
No, there's so many better guys out there.
I'm going
Freeman,
Dwayne.
You get guaranteed touches. I think you stay
Let's
away
make
from Washington.
Dwayne Washington 0% owned.
0%
and then I'll have him. So 0.00001.
That's not possible. But anyways,
sure it is.
Anyways, so yeah, I like that play as well. So that's it for running backs.
Washington.
Don't do it. Don't do
Wide receivers.
Wide receivers.
Oh.
Skip everybody from the top.
I went down to 8,000.
You went down to 8,000.
That's my top guy.
No, you skipped 8,300. That was a big skip.
Who's 8,300?
I think he's a must play.
Who is it?
Smith-Schuster.
Why is he a must play?
Because if Antonio Brown does not,
well, of course,
Big Ben is.
We're talking
even
semantics here.
Even if he does.
Oh, so regardless. So
even
why would you even say that before
I'm saying like that?
So
yeah, 100% must. 7 for 111 against Cincinnati last time in Cincinnati.
I know, but Cincinnati's no good. What if Pittsburgh doesn't have to do anything?
I don't understand what that means.
What do you mean you don't understand?
Like, what do you mean they have to score somehow?
Okay.
And
so he doesn't have to go. He doesn't have to go for 7 for 111. He could go,
for what?
6 for 50, and that's the game. Samuels scores a touchdown. Big Ben runs one in because he's a douche. Antonio gets 2.
Big Ben ran one in his whole career.
He could sneak it in.
Oh, get out
His name
here.
is Big Ben.
No.
I don't think he's a must. I don't think so.
He's a must play. You have to have him in the lineup.
Not with these guys I have loaded up. I have these other wide receivers that are must plays. Devontae Adams. Must play if he plays.
Must play if he plays.
He's hurt, but he got hurt week 16, played through it. He hasn't practiced at all this week, but if he plays, I think he is a must.
Is Slay still hurt?
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
They played last time, and Slay was in the game.
I understand he had a monster game last time.
And he had a monster game. That's not even why I care.
Okay, go ahead.
He has a chance to break 2 Packer single-season records.
Right.
Which is what you're looking for in weeks like this.
Right.
He needs just 2 catches to set a new single-season mark for Green Bay.
Okay.
He also needs 133 yards in order to break the single-season receiving yard record for them.
So he'll go for 3 catches and 135.
That'd be hilarious.
That would be awesome. And I'm out, guys. Mic drop.
If you buy into the narrative that the Packers have nothing else to play for, it's not outside the possibility that they will force feed the ball to Adams in a good matchup. They are the kind of
spot. You don't think they want to just be like, screw this?
It doesn't matter. They're not okay. So they don't want to win. They're not going to win. They just feed him the ball. They get him like 10 catches, 150 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That's all. That's all I care about. They don't care about anything else.
Okay.
He saw 18 targets last weekend. No reason he won't see another high volume again. Equanimous is also doubtful.
Did you say?
That's his name. Equanimous.
Okay.
He's doubtful.
Holy
Cobb
moly.
out.
Yeah.
He has 4 games with 133 yards or more already this season.
Right.
He has 10 games with over 20 fantasy points already.
Okay.
He went for 140 and 1 against Detroit in Week 5 on 12 targets. If he has a similar game, he breaks both records and produces 32 fantasy points. I think he's got a shot.
So he's got a shot to do good. My worry is
Green Bay
that
is the exact team that does that.
I'm gonna sit him because
I know they might do that too. If they sit him, then don't play him. Obviously,
Right,
put him in. He's a must.
Put him in.
He's a must.
It's a must play. Get him in there. And Alex says lock it up.
Let's get him 100%
owned. Where I am going backwards on Green Bay on all their players because I really think them losing, they could be in the top 10. If they win, they could drop down to 15th draft.
They're not going to win.
Such a big.
I don't
difference.
want them to win.
But if they throw a couple to Adams and he takes them to the house, and all of a sudden they're like, "Oh shit, we're up 14-0 against."
Then
they
run the ball with some scrub.
Well, then
they run the ball with Rodgers.
Williams play is no good then.
I don't need to play well. I'm not playing Williams. I just said he's gonna be. I just said he's good.
I'm just saying you can't like.
I could tell people things and then never play them.
That's a good point. You do this.
I have Julian Edelman on here. I'm not playing him.
You're doing that all the time. I do like Julian. I just like with Brady.
Kenny G.
Kenny G.
Going against Green Bay, the backside of that one.
The backside.
Green Bay allowed the 4th most points.
He's also
to the position.
You like everybody that's hurt.
I know they're questionable. It's okay.
Everybody that's hurt.
7th most points to the perimeter wide receivers and 12th most to slot. Kenny G does about 50-50. So that's good. He had a 498 and 1 on 9 targets in Week 5 against Green Bay, and that was with Marvin Jones and Golden Tate.
Yeah, that's Marvin
498
Jones.
and 1.
That's Marvin Jones, and you know.
That's
Marvin
weird.
Jones. That's a good song. That's a good song.
Kenny will face Jackson, who he had all success against the first time, and/or an undrafted rookie, Tony Brown. So Kenny just should be able to eat all day. Packers secondary wielded 9 catches, 140 yards, and a touchdown to Robbie Anderson last weekend. So Kenny has, he's more athletic than Robbie, so I think he could do even better. 4 different wide receivers have scored 20-plus fantasy points against the Packers in the last 5 weeks. It's 4 of the last 5 weeks, boys. 20-plus fantasy points again. During that span, wide receiver ones are averaging 2.2 fantasy points per target against them. If it gets 12 to 15 targets, you're in the money with Kenny G. That's all I'm saying.
Let's go, Kenny G.
What do you think about Robert Woods?
Oh, I love Robert Woods this week.
Yeah, that's my lineup. It's literally Devontae, Kenny G, and Robert.
Really?
Yeah.
God, you made a mistake. Why'd you go so...
What do you mean?
No.
Those guys are money.
You gotta have
You don't need Smith-Schuster. If I get 35 from Adams, I get 30-something from Kenny, I get 30-something from Robert, why would I need Juju?
Well, okay. Yeah, you could...
I'm guaranteeing you Devontae 30, Kenny 30, Robert 30.
I love Robert Woods.
Todd Gurley out, obviously. Woods is just a red zone freak for them. He scored 2 touchdowns last weekend. One was rushing, so they find a way to get him the ball. They have to score, they have to win. They don't have to. They want to win.
Well, they want the bye week.
They want the bye week, so they want to win to rest up Todd Gurley.
Yeah.
They don't have Todd Gurley. It's going to be C.J. Anderson and Robert Woods all day long.
And they got and Goff's got to get a little bit of. I was thinking about putting him in my quarterback spot, but they got to get him going because if he looks like crap going into the playoffs and he doesn't have any confidence, he's going to be. It's going to be bad for them. So.
They need a win to solidify first round bye. The 49ers have allowed 6 most fantasy points to opposing slot wide receivers. That is Robert Woods. He's the slot guy. Has recorded either 7 catches or a touchdown in 5 straight games.
Wow.
It's pretty impressive. Yeah. And he has 14. We're on week 17 here, so it's only been 16 weeks. 14 consecutive games with 60-plus receiving yards. That's an amazing floor.
That's amazing floor.
7 catches or a touchdown plus 60-plus rushing yards, receiving yards.
Yeah, so his floor is like 14 points.
His floor is like 14 points.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty darn good for a guy who's like 60, 100. How much is he? 60, 100, something like that?
69, but that's okay.
Jesus, I'm horrible at this. So I do like Woods a lot.
Yeah.
Julian Edelman.
Yeah.
He's going against your boy.
He's a little more expensive.
Who's he going against?
He's going against he's a little more expensive.
Who's he going against?
He's 7,600.
He's going against your boy.
My boy. Oh my God. Oh my God. How did I forget his name? No.
Come on,
don't do
man. The Jets.
God, what the slot corner? What is this?
Bust the screen.
Oh my God, I had it right there. Yeah, he's going against Busta. There's 31 against 31st against the wide receivers. The
Jets.
They're garbage.
Allowing the third most fantasy points to slot wide receivers.
Slot wide receivers, yeah.
Screen has been targeted 26% of the time out of routes run against him. So if the Patriots kind of go against that, they will throw it to him a bunch. Edelman lines up 68% of his routes in the slot, so we should see plenty of Busta.
Bust.
There's another Seattle one, but it's just a matchup, purely matchup based. Patrick Peterson doesn't follow Doug Baldwin inside,
right.
So he'll be on your boy Tyler Lockett. So that leaves Doug open to be peppered with targets if Seattle ends up throwing the ball. Last wide receiver, Curtis Samuel, 4,200.
Yeah.
Has seen 21.7% target share over the past 4 weeks. They're getting him more involved every single week. What's his face? Funchess isn't doing anything for them anymore. It's all Curtis Samuel. If McCaffrey sits or is limited, that's even more target share to Curtis.
But then, who's throwing to him?
It doesn't matter. He gets peppered with the ball.
I know, but
they get the ball all the time.
Okay.
He has a tremendous amount of volume for only 4,200 double-digit fantasy points in 6 of his last 8
Some
games.
Guy named Kay Allen is going to be.
I don't care. 4,200
He's never
double-digit fantasy points, 6 of his last 8 games. Last time you gave crap to someone who hadn't started a game, he threw for over 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. His name was Kyle Mullins.
Oh, come on. Mullins, but the last
Anyone
guy
ham.
for Carolina, Hinkie, I started him in a few, and he actually
got
had
last
274, but he had 3 picks. So that was kind of awful. But this kid, okay, I don't know.
Curtis Samuel getting a lot of targets, 4,200. I already told you my 3 wide receivers, so you don't have to listen to that.
Right.
Last choice. That's it for receivers.
So I like Hill. I think Tyreek Hill is going to have a big game. I know you didn't talk about him at all because you hate him.
I don't hate the man.
I think he's.
I adore him.
I think he's going to have a huge game. We talked about. Most of these guys. Edelman, I like. Devontae Adams, I'm not. I just don't like the questionable tag.
I didn't sell you on him.
I don't like it very much. Juju Smith-Schuster is a must play. God. Don't listen to that guy across from me. He must play. Another receiver that I like, super cheap. If you are looking for a cheap receiver, I don't know why you would, because you're saving on running backs, but is San Francisco's guy Bourne.
I'm never gonna trust the San Francisco guy.
Pettis out. Goodwin reported as well going to miss.
So what?
They have no receivers. He's going to be the number 1 guy.
Plenty.
Last time he was the number 1 guy, 7 for 71, no touchdown, but still 7 for 71.
Not good enough.
When he's the only guy, he's going to be the only guy. They're going to be down 500 versus the Rams.
500.
He's going to get it. His target share last week, he's been averaging over 6 targets the last 4 weeks, and that's with Pettis in the lineup and Goddard. Goodwin in the lineup. So. For 3,800, if you're looking for a cheap guy that will be on the field the whole game and going to get you some catches, there's the way to go for wide receiver. Robert Woods, love Robert Woods. Basically, I'm going Juju Smith. My God,
Juju Smith-Schuster.
Juju.
It's not even that hard.
On that beat,
Juju
Smith.
Schuster.
There you go. And Robert Woods. And I love Edelman as well this week. I love Edelman. I love Lamp. I don't know. I just can't force myself to go any cheaper if I'm going a cheap running back. So that's basically where I'm going for wide receiver. I like Julio as well. He's super expensive, but I don't know. I can't do it. I can't do it for Julio.
No need for Julio.
I can't do it for Julio. My little not a lot of people will have him, but he could end up doing good, is Adam Thielen.
Channing Frye is starting tonight.
For who?
He's out.
For Cleveland?
Yeah.
God, what does that mean? He's so garbage.
It means nothing. He'll get 12 minutes. Or he'll be the dude from last night and get up 38 points.
No way. Get Channing Frye out of here.
I know.
So, anyways, yeah, back to
football.
Back to football. One more guy.
Thielen.
If we're talking about Thielen, yes, but Godwin.
Just
going
name
against
all
Atlanta.
the freaking
No,
players, man.
Godwin going against Atlanta. 4,300.
He's the God particle.
Jackson is out again. If Winston's to have a big game, that's
I don't
the
mind
direction
that.
he can
Pairing
go,
him with
so.
a little Winston action, except
Little
for
Winston
everything
action.
is going to be
if
Patrick
that's
Mahomes.
the way you go. But literally, I'm going Mahomes, cheap running backs, and then going expensive receivers. So,
Smith-Schuster.
going to tight ends. Are you going Kelsey everywhere?
I'm doing Travis Kelce every single time. Triple positive narrative for Kelsey this week.
Do it.
Chiefs need a win
desperately
and have a 33 implied point total.
Yeah.
He's going for the NFL record for most all-time single-season receiving yards for a tight end.
Yeah.
And he's only 2 receptions shy of 100.
He's definitely.
So the Chiefs are going to look to get him the ball all day. Eric is leaving now. He's dying of a cough apparently. He's got the black lung pop. I'm gonna put that little segment here.
Don't. Please.
Raiders are not good
Yeah. What?
enough
Hold on.
to scheme to take Kelsey out of this game.
Yeah.
Raiders only allowed one 100-yard wide receiver on the year. How bizarre is that? Because no one has to throw against them because they can run the ball.
Right.
So he has 3 games with multiple touchdowns. So he's got a huge touchdown upside too, including the last time they played Oakland. He put up 12, 160, and 2 last time they played. He's seen 15, 13, 9, 9, and 9 for his targets over the last 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And he has 5 games over 100 yards and 2 games coming just under at 95 and 99. He is going to be the play this weekend. Let's get him 100% owned on DraftKings.
Oh my God! Another guy 100% owned. Everybody's 100%.
I got your boy. I got boy Skittles in there. Like you said, everybody's out for San Francisco.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to get the ball. It's going to be your boy George Kittle. He has 10 games of 13-plus fantasy points this season. That's pretty darn good.
Pretty good.
He leads all tight ends and is number 4 overall in target share since week 6 with 28.7%. The Rams have been burned by athletic tight ends this season, giving up. Oh, you keep coughing, so it keeps throwing me off.
I apologize.
Giving up 180 yards to Kelsey and 127 to Jared Cook. Also allowing 98 yards to Kittle back in week 7. The Rams are 10-point favorites.
Yep.
So San Francisco should have to throw the ball a bunch.
I agree.
Allowing a lot of volume for a monster game from Kittle. And no Pettis or Matt Breida.
Yeah. No Matt Breida.
So there's some more targets going your way.
Yeah.
And then my last little guy, Chris Herndon. Again, I'm going back to that well.
You love the Herndon.
He has 20-plus yard reception in 6 of his last 7 games. Had 20.5% target share last week.
Yeah.
Only 3,400s, and he gets a good amount of targets and has $100 bills.
Okay.
Has big playability.
Yeah.
The patch should scheme to take Robbie Anderson out of the game, allowing more flow Herndon's way. And then also 2 other wide receivers are out, and Noonwall and the other dude.
So
I
is
can't
Robbie
remember his
Anderson
name.
a play?
I think the Patriots are going to focus on stopping him with maybe Stephon Gilmore, and I think it allows your boy Herndon to get a little bit more.
Yeah.
And there should be down a lot, so.
Yeah, all good points. You just missed one guy.
Oh, my God. I said Travis Kelce. You don't have to look any further.
Jared Cook.
No, he's horrible. Stop going to Cook.
Kansas City.
Will you stop trying to play Cook?
The worst.
I don't care if they're the
against tight
worst.
ends
It
this
doesn't
year.
matter.
Last time he played against Kansas City, what
Did he put up 10 for 168 and 2?
7 for 100 and a TD.
What did he do?
So
12 for
listen
168 and 2.
Just
Did he do it? Answer the question.
Listen to what I'm trying
You
to
are
tell
skirting the question. You're skirting the issue,
You are
sir.
doing Kelsey as your tight end and Cook as your flex.
No way.
Yes.
I can't even get close to affording that with Devonta Adams,
Kenny
Kenny G, and Robert Woods.
Get away from Adams.
I'm going
Get away
3
from Adams.
cheap running backs with Chris Carson in there and or Damian Williams.
So, anyways, that's the
And
direction
the Bears,
I'm going.
of course.
And also, I went Giants in defense
I went Bears.
for
Only 2,800.
Giants 2,100 going against Dallas, who doesn't even probably won't even play past first quarter.
The Giants are bad.
But they're going against backups.
It doesn't matter if your team's not good.
Chicago's going against a team that actually has to win.
But Cousins has 11 interceptions and 7 lost fumbles in the year. That's 18. That's over 1 a game.
They have to
Bears
win
are
the
allowing the second fewest rushing yards per game at 81.1.
They have to
The
win
Vikings are going to be forced to throw the ball, leading to more potential turnovers for the Bears. Last time they played, 15 points. Let me see your
have to
Giants. Let me see the Giants get
They
15 points this weekend.
Have
We'll
to
bet a
win
cookie
it.
on it.
Okay,
Who's going to get more points, Giants or the Bears?
I'm gonna go with the Giants. even though the
Okay.
Bears,
Cookie.
Cookie it is.
Put a cookie on it.
Put a cookie it is. Okay.
All right.
They played Washington a couple weeks ago, got 18 points. Then they played Chicago the week before that, got 17. What are you trying to
Where
tell me?
were they at the last 4 weeks?
That's
2, 2,
four-
3.
no. The last two they had 2-2.
Okay.
Right. The week before that 18. The week before that 17. So
Fair enough. They're not good.
That's not bad. I mean, the Tennessee game was crazy. They got shut out. I don't understand what happened there.
That was weird.
17-0. And then Indianapolis, they had them.
Oh, yeah. Doesn't make excuses for the 14 other weeks, sir.
Look, I don't know. I don't know. For
All I know is
2100,
these 2 weeks, they did well.
for 2100 going against backups, I will take it. I will take it so I can upgrade and get Cook and Kelsey and everybody else that I love, except for I can't afford Mahomes. I
Mahomes.
can't afford him.
I got him in my lineup.
Somewhere else.
I hope he's in there.
Maybe Derek Carr. I don't know. That's a bad idea probably to go Derek Carr. But look, you can pretty much, if you go Freeman and Yeldon as your running backs, which is super cheap, you can afford
Or
any
Dwayne
three
Washington.
wide receivers and Kelsey if you go another cheap guy.
Dwayne
as a
Washington.
flex. Okay, if you put Dwayne Washington, you can afford everything. You just Mahomes as your wide receiver, as your quarterback, as your tight end, and as your defense.
I got Evan Ingram in my lineup. I didn't even realize that.
What, you don't even know who you have in your lineup. You don't have
I
Kelsey in
know.
your lineup?
But Evan Ingram with Odell Beckham out 15 and 17.
Yeah, no, he's been studly.
Six targets and
But-
12 targets. With
Yeah.
2 rushing attempts last week.
Ooh, that's
A little weird.
That's probably because they threw the ball behind the line of scrimmage for him.
He had 7 for 67 and 1 against Dallas in week 2. Not that means anything, but
No,
that could be a sneaky little play for 5,300
Yeah, I don't.
if you don't want to go with Kelsey, or you can't afford him like me.
You can't afford him.
Couldn't
A
afford
couple a little lower if you're looking that way. Njoku going against Baltimore. Baltimore. That's the only position really that. What is that? What are you doing?
Horrible
Get out of here.
team.
Your team is horrible.
Yeah, the Cleveland has to win to break 500.
Well,
They got something to play for,
and they're trying to knock Baltimore out.
and they're trying to knock their division rival out.
Yeah, because if they knock Baltimore out of the playoffs, that'd be something exciting.
Is it going to happen?
that's-
Probably not.
No, probably not. But I'm just saying. Yeah, and also another cheap Ricky Seals-Jones is out. So Arizona's going to have to go in a different direction. Gresham is 2,500, so I believe that's the direction that they will go. Not great, but if you're looking to save a ton of money,
Go Sprinkle.
Huh?
Good to go Sprinkle.
Sprinkle,
Play him.
maybe.
No Vernon Davis.
No Vernon Davis.
No Jordan Reed?
You could, yeah,
Somebody's got to catch it.
2,500.
Philadelphia's really good against the tight end, but still,
They
for
are,
2,500.
Yeah, for 2,500.
Throwing
why
a
not?
dart at something.
Why not? Yeah, you're just trying
Trying
to.
to afford
You're
that,
hoping
you're
for
trying
like
to afford that Giants defense.
a 4-yard touchdown, and you're like, oh my god, that was gold. So, but Kelsey's probably the play.
He's the play.
He's probably the play. I don't think he gets you 42 like you did that week.
He can
but
get you 30.
He'll get you. See, that's the problem. That's a problem I have with Kelsey is that you think he's going to get you 30, but how many times has he gotten to 30?
A bunch.
Twice.
I know, but
A 42-point game and a 33-point game. Otherwise, he's in the teens most of his time. 10, 13, had a 20-point game. Then he had 42. Then he had 10.
I know,
28,
but
19.
he's
14,
going
11,
for
18.
the most all-time
Oh,
single-season
I
receiving
understand what he's
record for
going
tight
I'm
ends.
just trying to tell you that he.
But this is the game
you
where he
spent
goes.
7,200 on him, and he could end up getting you 18 points.
He's not going to get you
it
18
sucks.
points. It's the Oakland Raiders. They're implied for 33. They have to win the game. He's only 2 catches shy of 100 and needs.
He's
I'm
gonna
not
get
sure
you
how
2
many.
Catches.
Yeah, he's getting 15,
So
13,
what
9,
is-
9, 9, 9, 9
hold on.
targets.
What is he? He's for tight end. He's trying to break the record.
Most
of yards?
receiving yards. Yeah, I don't know how many he needs, though. I didn't look that up.
I know Ertz is on trying to break the record for most
Receptions.
catches,
He
right?
already got him. He
Oh,
already broke
got
it. He
He
broke it
got
last week.
113. Oh, 110. That's right. It was Jason Witten went 110. So I don't know. I don't know how short he is. I don't know what the
I don't
record is. So, but Kelsey's definitely a good play. So,
This is going to be the week where he gets his 30 or 40.
Yeah, you could. So for 7,200 is pretty expensive. So if you need to
Why not
drop
for 30 or 40?
you with the 30 and 40 when Cook's gonna get you 30.
He's not going to get you anything. He's going to get you 0 points. He's not even going to play.
He probably is gonna sit.
He's probably going to show up in a Chiefs jersey thinking he's on the wrong team trying to sneak into the playoffs.
ridiculous.
Playoff?
Playoffs? We're not talking about playoffs. So as always, follow all those information.
All those
to get to
information.
Sunday, all the information, because there will be updates all weekend long. So you can get the right roster together to win
The
yourself
left
$1
roster.
million on the last week.
I'm tired of winning. I won
Football.
16 weeks in a row. Somebody else win.
Woo!
Come
Somebody
on.
else win something. He's got 16 mil sitting there. As always, thank you so much for listening. This is our last week this year. We'll be back with you next year.
You know it.
Hit us, keep it going on Twitter and Instagram. We'll be.
We'll turn
updating
this
stuff,
podcast
play-
into
playoffs and stuff
off season.
Like that.
We'll do it all year round.
all year round. We're gonna be talking about football when there's nothing to talk about there. So we're gonna switch to basketball. We're gonna talk about basketball.
We could. Every single night we'll be on here. Don't worry, guys.
So as always, thank you so much.
Peace.
Nedzelski out.
King, here.
Out.
Still here. I'm not leaving.
Nope, he's out.